Welcome to Energetic Being with Val and Zee. Today, we are going to talk about our different perspectives in regards to the spring and in regards to cleaning out any stale energy that does exist from the previous year or, any time before now. And this really came from a place of both of us really just being passionate about what we do and wanting to learn about what each other does as well and getting that perspective and, in spring to go ahead and get some spring cleaning done.
My name is Valerie Smith. I'm an acupuncturist, traditional Chinese medicine educator, and TCM women's wellness mentor. And particularly with the women's wellness mentoring, I work with women moving through midlife who are really trying to rediscover themselves and age into their power and create an adventure for their second half. And I am so excited to be here with Zee to talk about the perspective of Chinese medicine, and particularly the spirit and how it connects to the seasons and how we can do our own kind of spirit spring cleaning.
So, to introduce myself, my name is Zanetta Belling, and I work as a metaphysical practitioner and a Reiki master. And what I do with my clients is we do a lot of conscious and subconscious work. So, reprogramming the conscious thoughts to bring better results and better mental health for the subconscious thoughts. And what got me into that was really just being passionate about the mind and going from a place of studying the mind to realizing that the mind had more dimensions than I had thought before, and really realizing the metaphysical existence of being individuals have mental bodies, emotional bodies, physical bodies, spiritual bodies, and really just acknowledging that and being able to support people on a wholehearted level. And, not just supporting the physical things that we go through, but also the emotional things and the mental things that are, really a challenge, especially considering all of the lockdown and the isolation that everyone's been through. So it's really an opportunity to take any kind of thinking that doesn't truly suit you and doesn't lift you up and replacing it with thinking that makes you feel like a rock star all the time. So that's what I really love to do with my clients. And it's really an opportunity for me to be creative on my own and delve deeper into who I am as a person and be able to support myself on the levels that, I need to be supported on as well. So, it's a great passion of mine. And I'm so excited to be able to help people live their best lives.
So I want to take a couple of minutes and give you a little bit of traditional Chinese medicine 101, particularly related to spirit. So really, Chinese medicine is looking at our relationship to our environment, external environment, but also the relationships within us with our qi or vital energy and blood and body fluids and organs. We look at these a little bit differently. We look at organ function as what energy does this organ hold and what's its job energetically. So, at the very core of Chinese medicine, there are elemental correspondences in nature. And these correspondences are also attached to organs. So, we look at the season, we look at the emotion, we look at the spirit, we look at color and sense organs and tissues, and all of these correspondence relate to different organs, and different organs are more pronounced in their energy in particular seasons. For me, my passion is understanding the spirit of the organs, and I'm going to talk more about that, particularly related to spring, in a moment. But the spirit is really how we engage in the world and how we move through the world. And understanding the spirit or the primary spirit that someone is exhibiting can really help understand what holds us back. So that's my very brief introduction, my traditional Chinese medicine 101. And I will hand this over to Z.
In regards to review of the chakra system, my my experience stems from both Reiki as well as metaphysics. So on the metaphysical side, you have each individual chakra from the root or the base up representing a certain level of awareness, a certain level of consciousness that has to be really opened up to let flow. So I'll get into, specifics as far as that as well. But it's really a system that, how Valerie was saying, is related to your spirit. So, however open you are to allowing your spirit to be free, throughout each different system or each different focal point or energy center that there is, the more you'll be able to have health there. Any kind of physical issue is going to stem in metaphysics from a disruption in the flow of your chakra system. So that's just a little bit about, the importance of the chakra system and how it relates to energy and how it relates to your spirit and how it can, really allow you to be more open to what your spirit is trying to tell you.
In some of Z and my conversations, we've been talking particularly about the different organ energetic coming from the chakra perspective and the Chinese medicine perspective that really has to do with this season of spring. And as Z mentioned earlier, particularly coming out of this shutdown and chaos of COVID, how everything is even more intensified this year and this spring. And in our conversations, we were talking about how there are different organ systems depending on the modality that's involved in spring. And we both became really fascinated with that. So that's partly what drove us to what the next section is that we're going into. So in Chinese medicine, the seasonal correspondence to spring, the seasonal organ correspondence to spring is the liver energy. And in Chinese medicine, an organ imbalance doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with my liver, I need to go to the doctor. The liver energy in Chinese medicine is responsible for ensuring the smooth flow of qi in all directions, right? So it helps us to move forward in life. The spirit of the liver is referred to as the hun, or the wanderer. The wanderer likes a path. The wanderer likes organization. They like to know where they're going. And the opposite of that is the wanderer can just be lost in space and time. The emotion associated with the liver energy is anger. So when we're more sedentary, when we're coming out of that hibernation and we need to move, but we're not, or we've got all this pent up energy, there can be much more agitation in the spring, much more cars cutting other cars off, more people being short tempered. That anger, that agitation comes up because people are not moving enough. They are not organized enough. When I say organized enough, it's like their plan is not quite right. Or they are so rigid that one little crumb coming off of the plan can really completely throw them off. So if you're watching this on replay and you relate to that, please mention that in the comments. And that is a brief overview of liver and spring. Now I'm going to hand it back to Zanetta.
Okay, so now as far as the chakra system and the season of spring, the psychic center associated with the season of spring is the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the chakra that holds function over the heart, the circulatory system, the lungs, and the arms and other organs as well. And the emotions associated with the heart chakra specifically are anything from love and hate to forgiveness to compassion and, even self-centeredness. So the energy around the heart is really energy of self-love, of self-acceptance, to the point of being able to give genuine love to people that you encounter, and really just allowing the heart to be the center. In metaphysics, the heart is spoken of as the only chakra that can experience God, or the oneness of the universe. And in that experience, the heart chakra acts as a focal point of being able to exist as itself and being able to see itself at the same time. So it's very introspective and connected to the spirit, and connected to that oneness of spirit that we all, are created from. And in regards to, how Val was talking about the colors, the heart chakra color is green. And, even just in the time of spring, things are becoming green again and things are blooming. And, there's just that fresh, natural energy that's coming up from that hibernation period. So it's really a center point for everything that's going to come above and below it. It's really going to be a important chakra as far as the love that you receive and the love that you give, the self-care that you practice, and how you truly value yourself and your time and your energy. So that's just a little bit about the heart chakra in regards to spring. So now in this section, we are going to turn the tables a little bit. So I'm going to talk about the chakra point that is associated with the liver, and Val is going to talk about the heart energy in regards to Chinese medicine. So Val, go ahead and get us going.
Thank you, Zee. First of all, it's really interesting to me that the color associated with liver is green, as in the chakra heart. Um, for the heart energy in Chinese medicine, the color is red. And there's some really interesting correlations to what you were talking about. In Chinese medicine, we say the heart houses the mind. That's the spirit aspect of the heart. So it's about some of the mental processes, but the mind and the spirit in Chinese medicine are so much more than that. So the mind are the spirit qualities, the wanderer of the liver, the intellect of the spleen, the corporeal soul, or the exterior of the body of the lung, the willpower, the house of will of the kidneys, and I am missing one. I can't think of it right now. But the heart housing the mind, it coordinates all those spirit qualities of the other organs and the emotional qualities, the anger of the liver, the overthinking of the spleen, the fear of the kidney, the grief or sadness of the lungs. So the heart energy, we say that you can see the shen or spirit of the heart through the glistening of the eyes, like you can see into the soul through the heart. And I feel that that's very similar to what you were talking about when you were talking about the heart chakra, being able to see within ourselves and see, I think you said, see the God within ourselves. And I think that is somewhat similar in the TCM model, where the heart is responsible for coordinating and nourishing all the different organ energetics and the spirit, as well as taking nourishment from them. So it's that final piece. And we see the health of the mind through the eyes. We see, when the eyes glisten, we say that the person has really good shen. Of course, the heart certainly can have some physical qualities like palpitations and things like that. If the heart energy is out of balance, sometimes it's hard to fall asleep because the mind is so active. And the heart really, when it's healthy, helps us to connect. It helps us to connect with others and stay grounded and mindful. And Zanetta, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Awesome. So, in regards to the chakra associated with the liver, in the chakra system, it is the solar plexus chakra. And it's really going to deal with someone's confidence, their self esteem, their ability to value themselves, their allowance of how people treat them in daily life, and, really just the center of security within your identity. So the emotions that are associated with the solar plexus are, trust, fear, self-esteem, confidence, and really just having the strength to exist as yourself, because if we were meant to be, photocopies of each other, then we would be. But we are all meant to have that unique voice and that unique message that only we can spread, only we can voice. So the solar plexus chakra is really that power center for you having the confidence you need, having the support that you need energetically, and really just having that oomph and that fire in your belly in order to get things done within your life. And then the organs that are associated with the solar plexus are the abdomen, the stomach, the upper intestines, as I said, the liver, the spleen, and really just allowing those energies to flow and not ever putting yourself in a position where you belittle yourself or try to dim your shine in order to allow someone else to shine. So, really just owning that responsibility of true self confidence, not rooted in the ego, but truly rooted in the ultimate identity of who you are. So, really just knowing that power, that sun, the solar plexus represents the sun within the body. It is meant to shine bright and heat, to provide warmth, to provide fuel, and really to help you get where you're going with more direction and more confidence and more security in who you are. Now it is time for spring cleaning tips with Val and Zee. Val?
So if we start with the heart, um, you know, the spring is, from Chinese medicine perspective, is the liver. The heart is the summer. However, if we think about what's been going on through the year, there's been a lot of heartbreak and trauma, and that is where the heart is very much involved. What does the heart need? What does that spirit aspect need? For heart, because it's the house of the mind, meditation, very simple meditation. Meditate about letting go, meditate on something beautiful, meditate, clear the mind and ground the mind. That's really something simple that you can do. Creativity, find something you're drawn to that feeds your soul in a way that's very creative, whether it's knitting or drawing or playing, whatever that is, tap into your creativity. Um, and finally, um, feel, touch, taste, use all your senses. Food that you really love, have that every now and again. Music that you love, art that you love, beauty of nature. Take in things that will support and nourish your senses. See?
Awesome. I love that. And for the heart chakra, in regards to, how you were saying, Val, using all of your senses, you can really allow yourself to utilize the ability to speak with vibrational patterns. So there are certain affirmations that are associated with different chakras in order to align you to certain frequencies. And for the heart chakra, it's I love. So by allowing yourself to write 10 things that you love about yourself or that you love about your life, that's really a way for you to really dive into the appreciation that truly exists within the heart chakra, the appreciation of all of the beautiful things that really just sets the tone. It sets the tone for, what you will allow to be in your life and what you won't. And by having that appreciation factor and, coupling it with speaking, aloud the things that you're able to see them in your focal point and in your main view. And then another tip is if there is any kind of emotional healing that needs to be done, or any kind of trauma, or any kind of sadness that needs to be healed, allowing yourself to take time to, run a bath and have, some Epsom salt in that bath. And then if you can, getting a green candle, to represent that heart chakra, and writing down on paper anything that emotionally you are tired of holding on to, and really just sitting with that, and then allowing yourself to burn it and truly allow your mind to let it go, no matter how traumatic the experience, no matter how devastating the experience. It was meant for you to be able to make it through that time, and now it's time to release it for more uplifting emotions to take its place. And then my final tip in regards to the heart chakra is going to be breathing exercises. I know Val was talking about meditation. We love meditation around here. And then with the heart being associated with the lungs, taking time to do some deep breathing for, starting off with 5 minutes a day, and really just taking it a step further to where you set an intention for your breath. So breathing in the cleansing of your heart chakra and exhaling any stale energy in your heart chakra that has, kept you from the love that you truly deserve, for yourself or from others. So, using your breath to realign your body, to open up that flow within your body, because our bodies need oxygen. And the more we provide for it, the better we're allowing it to function. So those are my tips.
Okay, so now it's time for some spring cleaning tips related to the liver energy. So from the Chinese medicine perspective, the liver is the wanderer. The liver wants organization. The liver person loves spreadsheets. So for liver energy, it's important that we move. It's important that we move our chi, settle our energy, settle any agitation we have by moving the chi and clearing our head. And for the person who is really agitated, it's important that that person wanders. You're not, I've got my plan, I'm going to walk to the store, I'm going to walk back. No, you set your alarm for 10 minutes, you wander 10 minutes from home, you look at the weeds growing out of the sidewalk, you look at the nest in the tree, you have no direction because you're too rigid, you're too much on that path. You need to break out. And this can be incredibly powerful. The person who feels like they're wandering and they have no tether to the earth, that person needs to make a plan. That person needs to start building some direction. And it might even be taking a walk with a specific task or creating particular tasks that day. So clearing the path. And the wanderer or the person who is kind of untethered, that's the person who really needs to sit down and create a plan. It doesn't have to be a 5-year plan. It can be, I'm going to write myself a list of what I need to get done tomorrow. So I have tasks and I have an order of what I'm doing. Whereas the person who is very rigid and can't step away from their spreadsheets, that person needs to just go out and wander with no particular destination and just take in what's around them, and that will be life-changing. And those are my liver spring cleaning tips.
Awesome.
See?
And for the chakra metaphysical perspective, the tips for the solar plexus. So, as I was saying before, the solar plexus is really that seat of your self worth, of your self confidence, and your self identity. And in that, the affirmation phrase is I can. So, in regards to that, really just writing down 10 things that you feel you're really good at. I can do this, or things that you want to see yourself doing that maybe you haven't allowed time for now. Setting the tone for you doing all the things that are true to you. And then also, too, for the solar plexus, it's going to be the seat of self acceptance. So, get in, stand in front of the mirror in the morning. Really just allowing yourself to express to yourself all of the value that you see within yourself. It doesn't have to be value that has been validated by anyone else. It's just truly what you know about yourself to be your identity and who you are and what you stand for. And the last tip for the solar plexus is going to be a fun little meditation technique where you will just lie on your back, and when it's getting ready time for you to eat, you'll just go ahead and ask your body what it is that you should go ahead and eat, and wait for any response. Don't judge the response, but kind of just see what it is that your body's actually trying to tell you as far as what you consume, because the stomach is going to take in all the energy that's going to provide nourishment for the rest of the body. So that's going to be the most important entry point, and it'll be a way for you to play around with your intuition as well. So that's another, fun little tip. Thank you so much for joining Energetic Spring Cleaning with Val and Zee. It's been a pleasure to have you and share all of this amazing information that you can apply to, practical levels of your daily life. Again, we're so excited to have this opportunity to share, what we do and the knowledge that we have that has been helpful for ourselves, with whoever we can in order to help them as well.
And stay tuned. You'll be hearing more from us.
Absolutely. Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.